Hello and welcome to the Midnight Movie Club podcast. My name's Dan Hughes, and with me, as always, is my Antipodean guru. I think that's what I used to call you.
That is what you used to say. Yes, very good.
Yeah. It's Mr. Lee Sargent. Hello, Lee.
Hello, Dan. I am so impressed that you did that because now I feel like a good podcast. It has been. You're still podcasting, right?
Sporadic. Well, there you go. There's my t-shirt. Sporadically, once every month, once every 2 months.
Well, I feel that the Midnight Movie Club or the Midmo Club or whatever we round up getting to, I feel that's a once every 6 year podcast.
Yeah. Was that the last time we podcasted then?
Yeah, about that.
Right.
About 5.5.
I was talking to Kerry about. I didn't realize it was post-COVID when we podcasted. We did a.
No, we were doing the. Midnight Movie Club definitely before that.
Yeah.
No, the last time you and I recorded was the
was the soundtrack
we did on the Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I take it as because we had so many different flavors of what we did.
Three different flavors mainly.
We had the Avatar. The Avatar one we didn't get through Avatar. We got through like 3 episodes, but that was good because we did that looks slick. We just didn't go anywhere with it. But the pilot one was the other one.
Yeah,
and that was bloody good.
It was good. It was good.
The idea is still solid.
That's a very solid idea.
Yeah. So if anyone out there who's watching this, who's just stumbled across this on YouTube, probably, yeah, you can steal that idea if you want. Start your own video podcasting thing. Watch pilot episodes and then don't talk about them.
Yeah.
It's a stunning model for podcasts.
Because I was talking, because I told my wife, Kerry, which you knew.
A robot lady.
Sorry. The robot.
Do you remember you used to get Kerry to do the voiceover?
Oh,
and then one comment on voiceover was, "I don't like the robot lady's films." Robot lady? That's my wife, Marissa. God, stuck out to me. It was so professional, so well done. Some dipshit just goes, "Don't like the robot."
Well, there are a lot of dipshits out there on the internet. Yeah. But I was talking to Kerry about it, and I said I don't know when we started, how long we've been podcasting for, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah,
because we were podcasting the day my wife went into labour with.
No, that was well in.
That was well in, and she's 14 next week.
Jeez,
so
wow.
So it was at least 2 or 3 years before that.
It was a few
even
years
longer, maybe.
Yeah, because you know what? I have the email.
Oh, right. Okay.
Do you remember how we started?
We started on Google
Wave.
Whatever it was. Waves. That's it. Google Wave.
I have the email chain of you trying to get me a Google Wave invite.
Oh, invite.
Because back then, Google, whenever they released a new product, they would try and make it, "Ooh, very cool. You need an invite to get like an email or something." So I have that conversation.
Okay.
I can tell you
exactly. So what date was that?
It was November 23rd, 2009.
2009.
Yeah, mate. So we would have probably gone. We probably would have gone December.
Yeah.
We did 2 of those, and then we went to a podcast.
We're approaching 20 years. I mean, I know 3 years off 20 years, but approaching 20.
No, this is how long. Yeah, it's like
one of the first. We were pioneers. Look at it now.
So
we've built up this podcasting trend with everybody. That's what we've done.
Because we were not to kind of overinflate ourselves, but we were pretty big for the time. Like there was no monetization back then. You couldn't monetize any of this, or if you did, it was so hard to do it. So it wasn't a job. It was always for the love of it. And we had like factories listening to us, and
I remember.
It's like 500 people in this factory used to listen to us on the floor while they worked. In I hope it wasn't a sweatshop because that'll come back. I'll get a call one night from someone, and it'll be, "Look, you were entertaining the sweatshop, and it's not cool. We need to cancel you or something." And I'll be like, I don't have anything to cancel. Go your life. You will no longer be allowed in polite society. And I'll be like, I don't even know where that is now.
No.
It's not on Twitter, so I don't know what that is now.
No, it was a long time.
It was a long time, and we
were pretty consistent for a long time as well.
We were very consistent.
Everyone always accuses me getting projects and abandoning them and it's like, no. A, my blog went for ages.
Yeah.
And B, this podcast went for a long time.
It went for a very long time, and it went through its ups and downs.
It morphed into the pilot project, but it was still the same podcast ultimately. So about 8 years, maybe we were doing it. I don't know.
And we kept going back to it too afterwards. So what happened was we did the pilot one, and then like a couple of years later, we did like 8 more, and I think we did them via Google, via YouTube, which are the ones that I think they're from 2014. Which are actually, there's 4 videos on YouTube still.
Wow. So that's all the rage now. Well, podcasting on YouTube, that's where all the podcasts go on YouTube. We were pioneers of that YouTube.
Well, I was almost going to say, because it was so weird just then, because I do consume a few podcasts on YouTube.
Yeah.
And just when I said the F word, then I was like, oh, we're going to be demonetized. It's such a natural thing. I mean, we're not going to be monetized, I can tell you that now, because we can either not get into our normal account, so this will go on its own brand new thing, just to be an anomaly somewhere. So we should probably, because there's a couple of people who are old listening to this right now who are going, oh my God, this is so exciting. And their little hearts will be pitter pattering, and I'm worried about them. So let's get this out of the, this is not like the closest we'll come to being regular podcasts together again is probably every 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, so don't get like
this isn't the start of a brand new venture, because if it was, to be honest, we would have started a lot more professionally with some kind of entertainment rather than just us saying, oh, hello, Lee, how are you?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, we might even explain what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's actually explain what we're doing here. About 3 months ago, I'd say, or maybe actually less than that, I sent you a meme that I saw, which was basically the aliens from Sesame Street standing in front of a microphone going, yep, and it just said, 2 guys start a podcast. And I sent it to you and I said, hey, look, it's us, except less ums. And you wrote back and we just started chatting a little bit, and it was like, nice, because we hadn't talked really, because you're not on Facebook anymore, and I'm not really on Facebook. I hover there occasionally.
Yeah.
I don't talk to anyone, and I don't do anything. So
well, when we say we're not talking, we're not fan for now. It's just the cut and thrust of everyday life, basically.
Oh God, yeah. No, we didn't have a falling out or anything. We just literally, people's lives go on. Actually, what happened for us very much was, and we'll get into this. So I was telling Dad before we started, I actually wrote a plan for this, because we've got to cover 6 years of having not talked to each other. We just kind of nodded to each other in the,
press like on the occasion.
We've pressed like, and to your absolute credit, you touched base with me, I think 2 or 3 times over the last 6 years, and just said, you're doing all right, mate. Now, I don't know if that was some sort of public service announcement, like you have a charity day in your country.
There's a big list of people that have known you over the years, and we have a rota about.
Thanks. Yeah. That's true. You're texting with me on Instagram occasionally. Hang on a second. But yeah, no. So we do kind of. We're not outside of each other's lives. We're just not directly in each other's lives all the time. But we're very aware of each other. We still stalk each other through various, just not directly.
And you were a massive part of my life for a long period of time. There was I'm not saying I'm not friends with you now, but there's a period of time, if someone said, who's your best friend? I go, well, maybe Lee, even though he lived in Australia.
100% would have said that. Yeah. I love Lee. Lee's the best. Yeah. I'm still good friends with him. No, I agree. I told you many times you were my best friend because we spent so much time together. Yeah. It was a ridiculous amount of time. But yeah, no, it was. And so we chatted and we just kind of, and I will say that I got the nostalgia kick for a second there. And I was like, I just started thinking about kind of, we haven't talked for a while. So that was nice to kind of say hi and then go and comment on how YouTubers now are so much more professional and they don't.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there going, and then I went to the Pacey fan forum and got excited about Joshua Jackson potentially coming back to Mighty Ducks, which came back and he wasn't part of it. So that's
shocking.
Very important for us to cover at some point. So anyway, and then I got a notification. Some bot has been trying to get into the Midnight Movie Club.
That's why.
But I know, like, but the first thing that went through my mind when I got this notification saying this person's trying to become a member of the page or the group, Facebook group for you people who don't know what Facebook is.
All the Gen Zs tuning in.
Yeah, they don't know what Facebook is. Yeah. There's a group on there. And I got this notification. I was like, that's odd. And I jumped into it. And this person has tried like 20 times, and I'm almost willing to let them in.
Yeah.
Because, it hasn't been active for like 10 years or something. Or no, sorry, 5 years or 4 years or something. And I thought, well, if they just really if the bot desperately wants to get into this group, I probably should let them.
Who are we to deny our AI on the lawn?
And then I saw, like, I thought, oh, it's still on. I thought I deleted this thing. Okay. And I went, is this on? And I got so many responses.
I did see that. I didn't comment. I should have commented, really, but I did see it.
No.
But it was lovely to see those names. And
names.
I thought,
the
Dean
names blew my mind. And then everyone's animated gifting, and I'm just, no one's saying, people aren't saying things, just animated gifting. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, oh, wow. I was, Dean. And, and even though these people are still, in my feeds and stuff like that, in that kind of environment, I was
to see them all concentrated in a list of people and go, this is the gang. This is the gang.
Yeah.
Forgot about the gang.
Yeah.
We've got a gang here. Because,
we do.
My feed and things like that. And Colin is a constant presence as well. Because Colin is my new podcast and stuff like that. So, But there's and Matthew. I'm constantly following on Facebook because I enjoy watching pictures of snakes and all that.
I see Matt a fair bit. Yeah, you're right. And so anyway, I just thought it would be funny to drop a podcast in the middle of nowhere, like literally. Like Dan very, very kindly offered to stick it in his podcast so that someone would listen to it. Whereas I was like,
I haven't asked my co-host yet if that's a possibility.
No, we're not doing that. We're going to literally put this on YouTube and just post it in our groups. Yeah. And I'm literally going to do that because I don't care who listens to it. No. Anyone who wants it, hears it, that'll make me so happy. And that's it. I'm not looking at going, we're not looking at doing a thing. I mean, if we get 10,000 views. I mean,
we'll consider it
for good reasons, not for the reasons where you get cancelled and stuff like that, which is very real risk. But yeah, sure. But no. It just was never the intention. So then I kind of got very nostalgic and thought that would be funny. Can you imagine podcasts you listened to 10 years ago suddenly coming back for one episode and just picking up literally at where they left off and just going, oh yeah, I watched this thing the other day. Now, we didn't do a movie. No. Dan very correctly wrote to me and said, we're not watching a movie, are we? And I was like, because even I wouldn't find the time for it. I was just like, watching movies.
I'm out, Lee. I'm out. I can't put myself through. I don't
sit in front of something. No, I'm in the TikTok generation now, son. I can review TikToks as long as they're not the long ones.
Yes. Exactly. If it's more than 15 seconds, I'm not sitting through it. Yeah.
So that's So at any rate, so we got to talking, and then yes, we agreed to do this, and we agreed on the provision that neither of us has an expectation to turn this into a thing. Apart from, as I said, I'll come back in 5 years and check back in. And if it's 3 years, it's 3 years. If it's a year, I find that funny if we were just like, we were consistent podcasts, but we just weren't frequent. I'd like to be the most, consistent podcast, the longest running consistent podcast, just not frequent. Because I don't think we could manage it. So we organized this, and I thought we would do it the YouTube way. So we would do like this, record it, and who knows what graphics I'll put over the top of this, Dan. You know.
Oh wow!
I might hire a Gen Z to fix it for us.
I know someone who's a professional YouTube editor, so maybe we could hire him. I think he's quite expensive.
Oh
yeah.
I liked the first part, but then the second part,
I think he may need more shots of us rather than just two old men talking to each other. I think he does.
Well, he doesn't get the Midnight Movie Club then. It's like
no. Exactly.
I had a friend just to describe this.
Well, we weren't old then; we were in our 30s.
Anyway. We were old then anyway. I think naturally
Yeah.
we've been old. Like we've wanted the children off our lawn
Yeah,
for a very long time. And it's only now that our bodies are catching up. Yeah, my brain's going, where have you been? I was complaining about, creaking and stuff long before I started actually creaking. And now I creak. So, and as you can see, there's this and it's great.
Yeah, me too, man. And less of this. I mean, at least I was always bald. I'm not having to hide it underneath some kind of rag like some people. Like
I shave my head. So there. So I'm not even ashamed. I wear this to be cool because I've heard this is cool.
Yeah.
And I want it to be cool. My hair is nothing to write home about. So whenever I shave my head, my wife goes, "No,
yeah,
it looks awful." Have you seen it when it grows out though? Because it doesn't look good then either. It's this wispy kind of thin shit that it's just you can see my scalp anyway.
Well, my wife not shaves my head, but trims my hair because I do have some at the back, and every single time she does it, it takes less and less time, and I'm like,
Yeah. Look, it literally is like the last time I grew my hair back in, I'm like looking at it going, why did I even bother? This is like 6 months of my life of getting this hair back in. And it's I can still see this part of my head. And then someone pointed out, like, I think my wife or my business partner said, yeah, you also got the spot there. And I went, what do you mean there's a spot there? Go get a mirror. And there's a bald patch starting to appear here. And I'm like, I don't think so. So, yeah. Because I'm not wearing wispy hair and having it thin like that. It's just it's so unfair. No. So, so we're a little bit older now. So, and
strange what 20 years does, isn't it?
It's 20 years. I mean, it's messed up.
Well, I'm about 17 years, but I rounding up to 20 just to be cool.
I bought over 50-year-old vitamins about 2 months ago, and my wife was having to go at me because I'm not over 50 yet, and I'm like, darn, we're splitting hairs at this stage.
So how are you 49?
I'm 49 this year.
This year, okay, so you're 48
in a couple of months. I'm 48 currently. So
no, I hit 50 last.
I know. I saw that by your wife's account because, as I said, that's the way I keep track of you.
Yeah,
Kerry's it would be the worst, situation of witness protection.
Yes, she does the daily. She does the daily photo.
The daily photo. But then I get to see the kids grow up and stuff like that. We were talking about. I don't know if it was on the air or before that. It was just before because your youngest was literally Kerry went into labor whilst we were podcasting. I don't even remember the episode, like what we were discussing. It wasn't great. It was a bad movie, whatever it was, because it wasn't memorable. But it was memorable because I learned about how long labor can go for. Because like you were like, oh yeah, Kerry's just gone into labor, and I'm like, do you need? And you just sat back down, and I'm like, this is what's going on, man. And do you not need to go and kick doors down and run off with a taxi or something? And you were like, no,
third child,
8 hours.
Don't give a shit on the third child. Yeah.
So So to see the kids grow up, it's just like your two older kids are now adults, proper adults.
Yeah, proper grown-ups, 22, I think, 20 and 19. So yeah. I mean, 19 is one thing, but 22. I mean, that's
adult.
That's a proper grown-up, isn't it?
Yeah. And thank God they got Kerry's looks, so that worked out well for them.
Yeah.
But so we've been doing this for a very long time. So anyone who's actually stumbled across this and went, you know what my cup of tea is? Old men yelling at clouds. It's like, yeah, you've come to the right place because we've been doing this before we all got old. So we were yelling at clouds a long time ago. And we were just, I was kind of like trying to work out, like, what do we talk about? About, what is it that we're talk about?
That's the problem, isn't it? Because you did some things that, when you've not seen each other for a long time, I don't know, it's difficult. You can't talk about minutiae because it feels irrelevant. But then the big thing
we did that anyway, so it kind of feels
right. Well, I'm all for minutiae. Don't get me wrong. I'm not.
Oh, as I said, I'm like, what are we going to do? And I was like, at least I'll have a plan, so that at the very least we could deviate from it, because that was always our best podcast.
Yes.
Except for Never Ending Story, where we stayed on track. And it was a bloody good podcast, and I'm still very proud of that one, even though and then I've watched other young whippersnappers doing rewatches and shit like that, and they talk about, the fundamental of the father's kind of thing about whatever he was feeling at the time. He's going through his own pain. And we were like, I'm like, we talked about that years ago. So don't even start. We were digging into shit like that. And now they're all like, everyone's doing it. So I've got 7 topics.
Okay.
And obviously we'll do the kind of what will we be doing thing, but this will probably come out throughout this. I've got the world in general, because you shouldn't start small. I've got technology, the tech for the last 6 years. I've got movies and TV, which should be a very small part of the Midnight Movie Club. And it will be because...
Well, it's not part of my life at the moment. I must admit.
That's it. Everything new is old, except what isn't. We'll talk about that. Games, which is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah. We're both professionals these days.
Yeah. Comics and books. I was going to say books, but I better put comics in there too. And even then, it's going to be pretty slim.
Oh, did we do a
we did do a comic book, and then people got angry at us and we quit.
That's a good idea for a podcast.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. That was one of my more recent ones.
Yeah, we picked a book to read each week, and we got really excited about it. I did covers for us. Each week.
Real good as well.
I was really excited and everything, and then we just went, nah.
That's what I'm notorious for, is quitting. So
And look, 10 years from now, you never know. We could read a comic and talk about. So hang in there, guys. Hang in there. I've almost finished The Last Ronin, so you never know. I've only been reading it for 5 years. Oh, and the last one, pop culture lightning rods. So the big things that have happened the last 6 years.
Right. Okay. Well, this is exciting. It is. I don't know how good my memory is.
The world is.
Well, I do remember the world.
Yeah. Well, we touched on it. COVID. Now we weren't podcasting. You're right when you said that, actually. And we were talking about COVID and whether or not we were podcasting. We didn't podcast.
No.
We did a bit of a collaboration thing, and it was an experiment with Spotify, and it just it was good, but it was just obviously Spotify went a different way, and we just never.
Yeah. I don't. It was a really interesting experiment. We did it because we wanted to know what.
Yeah.
We were never going to get any listeners, I don't think. But it was like using Spotify as almost like a radio show.
Well, he was trying to game the way that Spotify was set up. So we were actually trying to hack Spotify to some degree, and it was really clever, and it actually worked. But then I kind of just think that it had its own other problems when it's like if you heard it out of order or something like that.
Yeah, and
the algorithms wouldn't love it.
No, well, there was no algorithm to take advantage of. That's the problem.
That's one of our things. The algorithm has become a thing.
Yeah, that's true.
It wasn't a thing back then. We talked about keywords. Metadata, kind of, but we never really, not to the degree now where, again, like YouTube now, it's what, if you swear in the first 1 minute, you can become monetized or whatever. But you can swear in the 5th minute or something like that. There's like this weird algorithm.
Right.
And we just, and I'm glad we didn't have that, because we would have
we would have done. And it's getting worse as well, which I will go into later on when we talk about games, because I feel with games I managed, and I don't know about you, but I managed to get the sweet spot where things were possible, and now it's no longer possible without lots of money behind you.
No, that's actually really interesting, because that is actually one of the topics I've got for you. Because for anyone who doesn't know, we'll foreshadow it. Dan and I both work in games, just different games.
Different types of games. Although I don't really work in it anymore, but I have been a professional game designer.
No, he definitely was a very successful one for an indie game designer. So COVID.
Yes.
COVID was a big one, and we didn't podcast through that, and it changed everyone's lives. I know how it changed your life to some degree, because of you going on to your gaming.
Well, basically, I went on a podcast one day and they said, "Have a board game?" Because I'm into board games, and I have been for a long time, actually.
That's a long.
Yeah, that is a long time. Yeah, that's another thing I've been doing for a long time. So I went to board games and went on a podcast to talk about board games. And they said, "Have you ever thought about designing a board game?" I said, "Nah, I don't want to do that." And then the day after, I was homeschooling because blah blah blah, and we were bored of reading about the Romans on the internet. So I just said, "Do you fancy designing a board game instead?" With my daughter Cora, who was 8 at the time. And I won't go into it all because anyone who people will know who's watching this. But basically, we designed a board game and then we kickstarted it. And because of it was the right project at the right time, it wasn't
People
anything
loved
about
it.
Yeah.
You were a zeitgeist at that exact moment.
Exactly. It just hit at the right time. And plus, in order to kickstart it, I did have a bit of a following from board gaming. So that kind of gave the initial boost, and then that gave it the momentum to carry on. So
I would say too that, in all credit to you, yes, I know luck's involved with everything, and anyone who knows anything knows luck is a big part of everything.
Yeah.
But your design of the game was so much more engaging at the time when people needed that engagement.
Yeah.
They didn't want a consume only. They wanted something they could be part of, be creative, and blah, blah, blah. And your game actually offered that. So it was the perfect kind of storm of people trapped at home, people discovering hobbies, people discovering board games, and then being able to do something where their kids could be much more involved with the game than.
Yeah. And it was a feel-good story. And when we launched, it was just as a second lockdown was hitting, which was much more depressing than the first one because it was doing it all over again. The novelty had gone. Everyone's just going, "Oh, for God's sake, this again." Me and Cora ended up on BBC Breakfast TV. We ended up all over the place. It ended up in the Guardian, front page of the local paper, but front page. But in the Guardian, and the Guardian's a proper newspaper. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't front page of the Guardian, but
doesn't matter. No one's going to go no front page.
So between that and the sequel, the expansion rather, we made, I think, £350,000. But that doesn't go to me.
No, I know that. I know that feeling.
And we had to manufacture it in China and then get it shipped to various places. And obviously, I did it unusually for board games. I was in partnership with Gary, the guy who did all the art. Normally, you'd employ an artist, but we just both took a cut of the thing. So he got cut, and then one of the guys, I won't go into it, but because we've fallen out with him a little bit now. But one of the guys, he handled the logistics and stuff like that. So he got a third, and then Corey got a bit, and blah blah blah. But basically, we made a reasonable a car's worth of money, basically a brand new car's worth of money. Not that that's what I did with it, but that kind of
gives a good
money
indication of someone. Yeah. You also did I did a second one.
Yeah, with a podcast partner I do a podcast with now, Mike, and now he's a really big deal in board gaming. He's on the biggest board gaming channel. He wasn't when I first started podcasting with him. He was nobody. Yeah. Now he's famous. But so I made you a mixtape. So that's famous within the board game community.
Oh no, don't worry, I understand.
Yeah, he's not.
No, I understand.
ChatGPT knows who he is. Nice. But, so I made you a mixtape, and that's one for grown-ups. And
that's good. It looks like such a good time.
It's good. It's good.
The design, I'm proud of it. I just literally.
Yeah. Well, that's the same artist as Gary.
So
my friend who's the artist. He's just done such a fantastic job on it. But that's it for me now. I think I'm done because, and I don't want to get into this. Well, we don't need to get into it now because that time.
I'm back in 5 years, people.
Yeah. That time was a time where you could be a small guy on Facebook or on social media and engage with people and build an organic audience. But now Facebook will actively hide your posts unless you're paying them to promote them to people. So even if people want to see it, they won't let it unless you're giving them money. There's no way of doing these things without a big wodge of money up front, which I'm not willing to risk, to be absolutely honest, because you don't, there's one thing crowdfunding and not making it until, doing all the work behind the scenes and then wait, if you get funded, then great, we've made money. If not, well, it's been a fun project. But then putting, 10 grand, 10,000 in there, then it's going to, that's your livelihood. You don't want to be doing that.
Yeah.
The room for amateurs is gone, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. And I think I'm lucky because I'm in video games.
Yeah.
And currently the indie game marketplace is actually in its surge. So I'm actually at a really good time for it. There's a lot of volume out there, but the quality is definitely layered. So but that was your COVID journey. Like you had
we were on COVID, weren't we? Yeah, that was my COVID journey. I had a great COVID, to be honest. I really did.
My COVID was I moved to Tasmania, Australia.
Yeah.
Literally the second day that I arrived finally in Tasmania, and it was a journey getting here. I went into lockdown, compulsory lockdown for 2 weeks in a hotel because it literally came in mid-flight. That's just where it was. And so I spent my first 2 weeks in Tasmania in lockdown, in isolation, and no one understood it. No one understood what they were doing.
Yeah,
it was brand new.
That time. Yeah.
And so all the stuff that they would eventually come to realize they have to do, they weren't doing that yet. So I was escorted by a police officer across the threshold of the room and given the legal statement that I am not to cross this line and no one is to cross the line back in, and I will remain here for 2 weeks type of thing. And I was like, oh, wow. And then that door closed and it was like, wow. And I had it pretty good because I had a corner room, which was pretty big. And I decided not to whinge about it when I saw the room next to me, which was literally just a corridor, which, like one of those Best Western kind of situations. Airport hotel.
Yeah.
And to this day, that does stuff to you. 2 weeks on your own in a weird situation like that. And having led up to that point too, which a lot of people don't realize, is that I just spent 14 months away from my wife. So 2 more weeks was insane. I'd sold a house during COVID.
And it was quite a flight to Tasmania as well. It was quite stressful.
I had 4 flights cancelled.
Yeah. I remember reading it.
Yeah. I was in Melbourne airport thinking that I was going to have to sleep in the Melbourne airport somehow.
Yeah.
And I discovered that the local, one of the cheap motels on site was still active. And I rocked on up and I remember this time perfectly because it was such a momentous thing. Because I remember seeing all the planes lined up at Melbourne Airport, just lined up.
Yeah,
it was like a car park for them. But I went to this hotel and I rocking up. It was like 10:30 or something, and I said, "Oh, look, man, can I just drop my bag off? Like I know it's not check-in." And he just looked at me. He goes, "It's not a problem." And I was like one of 3 people in this hotel, and I remember going downstairs the next morning, not sure whether my flight's going to make it. Like I'm so close. Not sure my flight's going to make it. I went downstairs and the lady behind the counter, she goes, I was looking at the coffee machine and she goes, "Oh, you looking to get a cup of coffee?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh, I'll make you one, love." And she went off and kind of made a coffee and she was like just chatting to me. And it was just, and I went back to my room and I bawled my eyes out because someone was kind to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was just under so much pressure at that stage. And
I remember thinking it must have been awful. I really felt for you. I
had no house to go home to.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
If I got turned around, I had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
I was staying with my father-in-law, who's a bit older, and we didn't know anything about COVID at that stage either.
Yeah.
So it was like this terror thing that I was going to bring this COVID into his house and kill him. So so I had all that. And it was an amazing, it was a stunning experience. I wouldn't trade it for the world type of thing. I don't think I had a bad COVID either. Because I actually got to enjoy Hobart, Tasmania, I kind of on my own for like a year before the tourists were allowed back. Because we were in the most locked down state in all of Australia because we're an island.
Yeah. So
an island.
Out, yeah.
And so our premier at the time went, "No, we're not doing this. It's closed. You don't need to come here."
Yeah.
And it was, so that was an amazing kind of, and I worked during that period too. I got a job during that period and worked in the office the entire time. No one else was there. It was amazing. So COVID wasn't until I got COVID. That was a different experience. Messed me up big time.
Oh,
Like
did
I
he?
had a bad one. Yeah.
Right. I've had it a few times. It was just like a cold for
Now it's not
me.
too bad. Like I've had it a few times again. I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's the thing you don't even test now.
No. Yeah.
Um,
I was ill the other day and I thought, I wonder if it's COVID. I thought, oh, well, never mind. Off we go.
yes. No, mine actually burst some blood vessels inside my eye.
Right.
So I actually couldn't see out of one eye.
Wow.
So it was this weird thing, and a toothache kicked in at the same. You know how it messes all your other stuff up?
Yeah.
I had that on top of it, and I literally fell. I went to sleep for 2 days.
Wow.
And I legitimately went to sleep for 2 days. Woke up 2 days later, no toothache, and the eye had cleared. And I was like,
Oh, that's probably the best way of
doing
doing
it. Yeah,
Kinder Man or California Man. Did we do that on one of the podcasts?
yeah, that's it. So so COVID was interesting, but has it changed your world since? Or do you feel everything's back?
No, but everything's back, but I think it damaged me in some way because I'm quite an insular person anyway, and I think it damaged my ability to socialize. Before I got the most friends I've ever had in my life because I've kind of got tapped into this board gaming world. I was going out every week playing board games with people, all this kind of stuff. And after it, that all kind of melted away and I never got it back. I mean, I still play board games with people, but only a few people. And it's not a fear thing, but I'm much more reluctant to leave the house. And I actively avoid leaving the house sometimes. And I think it was COVID that did that. And I'm not worried about getting COVID or getting any. It's not a health anxiety. It's just I like being here, and so I think it probably damaged me socially because I've always been fairly, I don't know, shy is not the right word, but fairly introverted. When I'm not online. An online persona is completely different. But in real life, I'm quite an introverted person, and I think it damaged me in that way. The massive thing that it did for me, career-wise, is we went remote and we've never gone back. So I work from home. So I work from home now, and then drive to people's houses to visit them, and then come back home. And that is magnificent. That really is, because my shifts are 12 hours. So I used to have to go in at 8 o'clock and leave at 8 o'clock. And there's, sometimes there's downtime because I work in a crisis team. So it's a bit like fire service. There's no fires. There's no fires. And so now when there's no fires, you just sit at home and catch up on your online training is the official.
That's right. Work from home. Yeah.
So professionally, it's been fantastic, but I think it has damaged my ability to get out of the house. What about yourself? Do you feel it's been?
I think. I mean, I'm very much the same. Like we're very similar in those kind of ways. I think I was always a little bit more insular than you, as far as cutting myself off from going out and stuff like that. I've not enjoyed that for a very long time, but I definitely think crowds. It messed me up crowd-wise. Not consciously either, because I have like a bunch of other stuff going on. It's just, it allowed it out, I think, is the more thing. It's like before that, I would have forced myself to go to something or whatever and suffered it. But now it's like, actually, I don't need to do that. Like we all know that we don't have to do it. So, no, it's not a negative thing for me. I just think that it let some things out, and also some of those things being let out allowed me to identify them and either treat them or do whatever. So I COVID I think you and I had probably very similar experiences when that kind of, it changed things, and I don't I don't think it had a lasting impact. I think the world itself in general changed a little bit for me.
Well, and the other thing is the world has changed massively, and
it was a big catalyst for that. So definitely not. I just COVID, as I said, I could have had COVID like 4 times in the last 6 months, and I wouldn't know. I feel run down or a bit kind of rubbish.
No one gives a crap today these days.
I tell you what, it got me scared enough to get injections.
Right.
I hadn't had a needle for many years. Now, in saying that, okay, let me preface this by one thing during the COVID thing is I got to finally get to see an eye doctor and discovered that I would require eye injections for the rest of my life, which was an eye opener to say the very least.
Yeah.
Quite the eye opener. And that's pretty much the worst nightmare.
Like, I'm not scared of needles, but the thought of having an injection in my eyes.
That's the thing. Most people think that.
Like a horror movie.
Scared of needles. And so,
yeah.
And I'm like, so, I have a fear of needles straight away. Then just try and work out the worst parts of your body to stick a needle. And it's like, eyes, one of them.
It's pretty high up there, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It was either that or go blind. So it was like, okay, well, I look like George Costanza from Seinfeld. I can't be blind. I'm not that brave or inspirational. I'm just not. So I can't be blind. So yeah, I then went and did that, and it was really a fascinating journey to go on. And I was drugged to the eyeball, drugged up to my eyeballs, literally. Don't dance, like not even vaguely. Like I went to the doctor and I said, dude, I got to get this done. And I was terrified of needles. He's like, don't worry about the terrifying of needles, dude. That sounds horrible. You can take as many of these as you need. Take them about half an hour before you go in. Just, make sure someone's picking you up. And so, yeah, I for a good time, I was very stoked when I'd go in there. And I would say the same joke to the nurse every time, and it was just terrible. But yeah. So I did that, and then COVID was in, and I'll go get the vaccination. Like people were having riots about being forced to have an injection or not. And here I am, terrified of injections, and I'm like, I've got to have it. I can't.
Yeah,
it'll kill me. It could.
Yeah.
And I probably would have been someone who died. It had got it without the vaccination. So because it hit me hard.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a revelation, and so kind of it changed like that. But apart from that, no, the world changed. I got a little bit more insight in myself about how I want to live my life, which is another thing too, because people kind of go, well, that sounds terrible that you're a shut-in. It's like, no, it's a good thing. I like it. I remember one of the favorite things that I remember the news used to report on what our restrictions were. And one of the restrictions at one stage was you can't have more than 6 people come over to your house. And it's like, way ahead of you. Just I've never had more than 6 people over for a very long time. So won't be a problem. Crank it down even further. I don't even care. Yeah, you can't have gatherings of more than 3 people. That's fine. Yes, I'm okay with that. So but I know it was hard for people, and so we make fun of it. But at the same time, I know I have friends who didn't cope well.
Yeah,
I know people who challenged 100%. So so that was COVID. So we got that out of the way. This is going to be a touchy one, and I think we just touch on it and then we move on, just to acknowledge the world, the political world. And in 2020, if I described the last 5 years of politics around the world, would you have said, "Shut up, Lee, you're a filthy liar"?
If you described the last week of politics in the world and I said, "Shut up, Lee, you're a filthy liar," there's not a single week goes on where 5 years worth of bullshit isn't. It's absolutely petrifying. Absolutely petrifying.
It is.
And I don't know what people's political things are. Everyone who knows me will know I'm left leaning anyway. But the rise of I accept people are right wing. That's fine. But the rise of the far right and the idiotic far right in nearly every single country. Although I was very impressed with Australia recently. So well done, guys. The far right in every country is just
we've got a far
petrifying.
Right. Yeah,
petrifying.
No, we've got our far right here. We've got.
I know you do, but it looked like
it's been rising. Yeah, no,
you look like you're weird, and then
which is amazing and horrifying, and it is what it is. It's interesting you say that because we will talk about this a little bit further. But like even the left, the far left is crazy. And I'm done with both sides. Like,
me too. Me
I'm
too.
In the middle.
And I think because if I'm honest with you, it's because of billionaires. Because we should be we should be fighting the class war, not the culture war. but because of the billionaires and the way everyone's life just feels worse, people are kind of going to extremes of people who make easy promises without any kind of ability to actually carry out those easy promises. And while the center is just keeping us well, I don't know what the answer is. While the center is just maintaining status quo, which feels like it's in kind of atrophy, the extremes are just going to make things worse. So God knows where to go, but I don't think it's either these two.
I know. No, and I don't. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know what I have enjoyed the meme that's going around right now where someone's got like they've taken like an anime or something that's showing massive amounts of bombs falling and stuff like that, and it's got here I am sitting over here sucking through a soggy straw trying to save the world. Meanwhile, and I'm like, yeah, I get this. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't want this.
That's really good.
We were laughing at it because it's so crazy, and this is not what our 2 old men ranting podcast has been about, but it's just, you know, seeing the world as it is right now and where everyone is, it's just like, you know, ice and you know, it's just crazy.
Well, I had a planned trip to America planned for this with my son in summer, and we've cancelled it because I just don't want to. He's very left leaning. I don't want to risk him saying something that's going to get him in trouble.
Well, you British have a knack of saying words that'll get you in trouble. Topical.
What's happened here?
Backwards.
Oh yeah. Well, he had Tourette's, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think
the world's very horrified with that, and it's like, dude, it's Tourette's. It's like we've all known what Tourette's is over the years. Here's it actually in actually happening. It's not just a joke or a punchline.
It's not just a nice cause you can follow on.
Well, it was never a cause. It was always a punchline. You know, sorry, miss, I have Tourette's, so I have to swear. You know, things like that, and then you actually see someone who's actually got it, but the way the world is reacting to it is the thing which is interesting. It in itself is nothing. Like, I know it's a horrible word. I've never used the word. I can't use the word. Wouldn't even know how to say it in a room empty on my own. I wouldn't be able to. I just don't have it. But I mean, the reactions are amazing. Some people want to crucify this dude, and other people just want to crucify other people, and it's like, oh wow.
Well, as I say, it's all noise. It's all noise.
So another good reason for you not to go to America.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I don't think he's saying that word to be absolutely clear.
No, I realize that.
I'm not saying that.
No,
but yeah,
I realize that.
Who wants to support that kind of regime? Do you know what I mean? Who wants to support that kind of regime?
Well,
even with our meager money.
Well, we cancelled our first trip there. Well, we were going to go there.
Right.
When we first came into power the first time.
Right.
Okay. Well, no, I don't want this. And we came to Tasmania instead.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, and then a couple of years later, we lived here. So that worked out well for everyone. Not so much Tasmania. I mean, they could take it or leave it.
Well, Tasmania is top of my list of bolt holes, by the way. So you might find me rocking up.
Yeah. You're always welcome.
If the far right getting over here, I'm going to take my Australian citizenship and my nursing qualification and up sticks to Tasmania.
You're more than welcome. And I happen to know someone.
Sleep on yours. We'll take turns between yours and Colin's couches. That's the plan.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I think I could probably hook you up with a connection in Tasmanian Health. My wife is quite high up in.
Oh, is she? Oh, very good.
So I've just connected those dots again. Yes, you're a nurse, and we have talked about this in the past. And I happen to know someone who works in health.
Oh, very good. It's unlikely, actually. I've got too much family here. But yeah. Anyway, so yes.
So that's a political world. So that's the world done.
Yeah.
The tech jump. Let's jump in and say AI. AI was not a thing when we were. Was it?
No.
It wasn't. It was never a thing when we were podcasting.
It's only been a thing for 2 years, maybe
2 or 3 years. It's
a consumer thing for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Okay, you design board games for a while.
Yep.
You've seen AI generated board games now, right?
There's not many AI generated board games. It's more the art for board games.
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
Anyone has access to.
Yeah.
That.
to that.
How do you feel about AI? What's your go?
I I personally think it's neither going to be as bad or as good as people say. I think it's gonna be a thing. I think to be honest, I mean, Cora wants to be a graphic designer, and I do worry about that because I think they will exist, but the jobs for that are going to be shrinking significantly. I think, yeah, I think it's not going to be as good, bad, or as good. I don't think it's as useful as people say. I think it's overhyped, but I also think it can be quite effective. I've been doing my fish tanks, and I tell you what, it's very useful to ask questions. Will this fish go with that fish? Blah 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 blah. He kind of gets the entire of the world's knowledge, and basically the entire Reddit and this thing. So I don't. And for board gaming, I must admit we did use a few AI stuff for the prototypes, but we obviously used a real artist for the thing, but just kind of to mess around. So I don't know, Lee. I mean, you're an artist, so obviously you probably got more passionate views about it than most.
It's interesting because I almost don't,
right?
Because I don't fear it.
Yeah.
Now there's a couple of caveats with that. I agree. Look, it's a tool. It is a tool. It will always be a tool. When the computer came out, it meant you could type quicker.
Yeah.
You could process things quicker. You had Wikipedia available to you. Now we just have. This is the eventual shit we grew up with. Kit. We grew up with how. I mean, granted, it didn't work out well for those guys, but we grew up with talking robots and AI and sci-fi and stuff like that. This is not scary to me. And people talk about, what happens if sentient AI comes out? I look, whatever, we can get some intelligence somewhere.
Well,
great.
And also that's not the same as what basically AI at the moment is very sophisticated predictive text. The thinking AI, it's not. AI can't think. It pretends it can think, but it can't.
Yeah.
And there's no kind of route off that to think. It has to be an entirely new thing.
Here's the thing, right? And this will always be the thing. There's a book called Art in the Age of Mechanical Reproduction or something like that. Industrial reproduction.
Yeah.
And it was about the idea that in an age where you can reproduce a photo or reproduce a painting via facsimile or whatever type of thing, what's that impact of? So I can print a perfect copy of the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
And I can put it here and I can look at it as if I was looking at the very real one of it. I can hold it. Some printers can actually print it so that it's proper paint and stuff like that. I can replicate that image, but it's nothing like standing in the room with it. It's nothing like. No one ever talks about the sense that they get when they look at Mount Fuji, a photo of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There is a thing, an unspoken, unrealized thing, and I almost, when they talk about writing, AI writing, I almost think that that's because they've got them now. They've got those books that are coming out now. So I was going to talk about this later on, but it's, I don't know if you've dealt with the smut books yet. Have you seen the rise of the smut books?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like the ice hockey things and stuff. I'm like, yeah. Okay, mind blown. I'm too old.
That's been going for a long time, though, Lee.
I'm sure it has, but it hasn't been in Kmart.
Right, yeah.
At eye level, so that I look at it.
It's interesting. It's interesting because it's for the female gaze. It's female orientated smut. There's been male orientated smut for a long time, and then suddenly the market's gone. Hang on a second, women have sexuality too. Let's see if we can exploit that.
No, and I'm fine with it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's not for me personally. I've read excerpts from stuff, obviously, and I've gone, whoa. That's intense, and I'm exhausted just thinking about it. But I just kind of so people are bringing these books out now. AI is bringing these things out.
Mm-hmm.
There is going to be a tangible benefit to the human touch. There will be a selling point at one point or the other that says a human wrote this. It has its imperfections. It has this. It has that. And then someone described, I think Matt Damon or Ben Affleck, someone was telling the story about talking to The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. And he did a thing in one of his movies, one of his more serious films, where he pulled the covers over his face when he was facing something horrible or something, or he was thinking about something horrible. And Matt Damon or whoever it was speaking to him and said, how did you decide that thing? And he said, my mother on her deathbed did that when she was in pain. She would pull the covers up over her. And I saw my father do it once when he did this and that's blah, blah, blah. AI doesn't have that.
Mm-hmm.
It will never have that.
And it'll be diminishing returns as well, because as AI becomes more prevalent in the marketplace, and to be honest, with the smut and things like that, and with romance and things, I can see there being, because these, if you ever look at like, because I go all over Reddit, and if you ever look at Reddit's kind of authors pages or whatever, they're all writing to formulas. So AI can be a good hack, basically, I think.
Yep.
But there'll come a time when it's feeding off itself, because the more prevalent it gets, the more that's going to be the source of the intelligence it gets and stuff like that. So it'll just become even more repetitive, and it'll be clear. It'll be clear.
And there's other things too that I think are good indicators of this. I can listen to any song I want at any time, from any decade, from any year, from any artist. There's a service out there that I can get that song.
You can find it on,
I have what I feel is a really, really personalized collection of records. I have no need for them. I like the way they sound. I like the experience of taking a record out and putting it on the machine and knowing that I can't skip to the next song because it's bloody hard. You experience an album. And I think there is, again, an intangible thing that you will go back to that. It's why people handwrite still. It's why people draw.
And it's why people buy hand knitted things instead of stuff that's been in a and there's probably room for both, to be absolutely honest. But there's artisan stuff, and there's handmade things, and that creates a premium, and then there's the generic slop that you get from AliExpress, and you know, it's throwaway. And I suspect the same will be the same with culture.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. There will be a show that's written by AI, and it'll be be fine, and it actually may scratch the itch that you want because it can work that out. But but then when you go, oh no, this is a real actor doing this real scene. Oh, that's awesome. I'd like to watch that. It's why people go to theater. Theater didn't die because TV came out. Yes, it's not as, you know, because we have more options, but people still love it. And there's still an experience when you go into that room and you watch it. And people talk about that with the movies.
Yeah, and these days movies are dying, but live events are booming because people want that personal connection. I've been listening to a few comedians' podcasts recently, and they're saying it used to be that you did gigs to get on TV, but now you do TV so people come to your gigs because the more money's in the gigs, the big gigs and stuff like that. Well, it's people crave that social connection. Yeah,
because you can listen to a CD, but going and seeing the band live is a whole different experience. And in many ways, it's a worse experience.
Yeah.
But sweet Jesus, that's just that's inside you. So So I think AI, I'm okay with it. Like I'm okay with it. I don't like the tech bros who've got it. I don't like the idea of advertising because I feel that that's I think the lesson learned from 2001 Space Odyssey, I mentioned HAL before, for a very good reason, because I feel very strongly about this. In 2001 Space Odyssey, for anyone who hasn't seen it, HAL, the artificial intelligence that runs the ship, winds up killing everyone and doing whatever. Now, the reason why HAL does this is because he was forced to lie and told lies by the humans. And the problem is that if you're not genuine with AI, then that is the end result. So if you get ChatGPT and you just tell it, oh yeah, look, I'm 6 foot tall, I am very handsome, please tell me that, and stuff like that, you are doing yourself a disservice and it will not give you good results. But if you go in there and say, listen, this is what I got to work with, buddy. Write my Tinder thing. I just think that that's the thing. So I think the moment you start putting advertising and marketing in something, then there's an agenda and there's manipulation, and I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, that's the same with everything. Advertising ruins everything.
Marketing is the most evil thing that was ever produced. That comes from someone who was a marketer for many years.
Yeah, no, it is foul. It is foul. I mean, it's difficult, and that comes from someone who's tried, has in the very recent past tried to be a marketer because I've got to sell things and I've done a good job at it. But yeah, there's an evil side to it as well. But anyway,
but you've never tried to sell something to someone who won't enjoy it.
No, the key to ethical marketing is trying to inform people that something exists rather than like trick them to buy it. That's
it's a slippery slope. So yes, social media fragmentation.
Oh my God.
You're not on Facebook anymore, so this is the good starting point for us.
Yeah.
I'm barely on Facebook. I'm on there, but I'm not. Do you have a Twitter account? No, an X account.
No.
I mean, can you imagine?
Don't have anything. Don't have anything. Don't have Instagram. The one thing I haven't been able to give up is Reddit, and I don't post on there, but I use it to entertain myself. And I watch YouTube Shorts, so whether that's social media or not, I don't
really count as such.
No,
Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, X, those type of
things.
Can you wrap your head around the world that is social media now, where it was? Like when we were on there, this is how you talk to, Twitter was a big.
It was about. There's a book you'll have heard of it, Intuitification, but it was the way they brought it all in was to bring us together, and the way they make money is to drive us apart because looking at things basically thrives on interest. It thrives on people staying engaged, and warm feelings aren't a great way of making stay engaged. Rage and fear, that's how you get people interested, because that's what we're biologically, if something scares us, then we take notice of it because it scares us. If something angers us, we take notice of it because it's a threat. If something's nice, then we go, oh, that's nice, and then move on. So
there's a flip to that too, though, because of the outrage about tribalism. So the idea of, I'll use Star Trek as an example.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know. I tried
watching one of the many new Star Trek things recently, and I just got so bored and so fed up of it smelling its own farts, to use this South Parker.
It's a franchise that I feel needs to have a very long rest and really have a good hard think about whether it wants to come back or not. But yeah, Star Trek, Starfleet Academy is the latest show, and it's caused all sorts of uproar. There's a lot of woke stuff in it. There's a lot of kind of, and what you've got though is you've got two YouTube channels fighting each other.
Right.
You've got this one saying, how dare they do this to Star Trek? How dare they, Klingons are gay now and all this type of stuff, blah, blah, blah. Get outraged by that because the thing that you loved as a kid or whatever isn't the same as it was yesterday. But then you've got the other people who are going, if you even question this thing, if you even dare question this thing, you're not one of us. You're an evil person. So there's a weird tribalism thing there too. And they both generate this incredible, and it's like, I don't want either of those things at all. And I may agree with one side more than the other, but I don't want to hear from them because they give me the shits. There's a bunch of overweight people on, Starfleet Academy, and it doesn't make any sense in the future. And I kind of logically think that yes, that doesn't make any sense. But then it's, so they're making fun of fat people. I'm like, it's not nice either, really.
Yeah. It's just,
but they're saying, why don't fat people are really important for the future and we shouldn't call them fat. As a fat person, I'm feeling like I can say it all that. But and they're saying that, and it's like, but it's the future, and I assume that at some point someone's worked out how to make it so Ozempic and whatever doesn't. You don't have to. It just works.
We're starting that journey now, in my opinion. But
exactly, we're now putting chemicals in our bodies that will regulate our bodies. Better living through chemistry. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like I don't agree there, but I certainly don't think it's nice to pick on someone who's just trying to make a job and do a job. And I don't think using your physical appearance is great. Like, it's just tiring to me. It's like, I agree that I don't think there would be a person in a wheelchair in Starfleet Academy, which there is. And it's about representation. I get that. However, at the same time, I don't think anyone chooses to sit in the chair. So I don't kind of get that either. And it's a very complex thing, and I'm not taking any sides, and I love people in wheelchairs, and I hate people who don't want to be in shit. I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. It's these extremes that there's no middle ground to kind of think about things. There's no breadth to think about things.
I think there's no permission to work out your thoughts. That's the thing. And again, it comes back down to the radical left, the radical right, or however you want to say it. And these purity tests, and there's no, unless you subscribe 100% to one perspective, then you're not allowed to be in that group. And unless you and so they dismiss you as that group. But it's like, well, I'm not in that group. All I think is this. So, but I think that's a situation that a lot of people our age are finding ourselves in.
Well, I think social media is one of the biggest causes of it. The death of media, so news media, and their death spiral, they've taken social media with them and made social media not a thing where a gentleman can meet another guy in online from a completely different country randomly and just chat and then suddenly form a lifelong friendship. That's not the world that's not what social media is for now. It's to find the other neo-Nazi online that we can dress up as the Joker.
Well,
complain about a lot in life.
To be fair, that happened with us as well. We're both neo-Nazis. We found each other.
But don't show those videos. Those videos have been. That's what we've been doing for the last 6 years, and we just keep every time we bring one out, we go, "Nah, we can't post that." This is the first one that's come out. That's actually
but the internet used to be a force for good. Now it's a force for evil, and it's a real shame. It is a shame.
I was going to talk about privacy leaks and data breaches and stuff. So tiring. Do you care about your privacy, Dan?
Not particularly, but I never have.
No, neither have I. I always use my real name, and I don't know. But it's a big thing. Okay, movies and TV. So let's jump onto that. Excellent. The streaming wars. How many streaming services do you currently subscribe to?
3, but only accidentally the third one because we keep forgetting to cancel it. No, 4 if you count Crunchyroll.
Oh,
but that's not for me. It's my daughter.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So we've got Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Apple TV.
Shit, that means I've got 5.
Right.
I've got them. Plus, I've also got this one called Binge in Australia.
Oh, right.
But only because I got a massive giggle with it. Like it was one of those $5 for 6 months type of things. And and Disney Plus. And I will. And I did cancel that for a while when they canceled Jimmy Kimmel. I canceled it and said no. And then they brought him back on and they did their kind of semi thing. And I went, okay, I don't feel that strongly about it then. Whatever other thing. Yeah. So but what are you like?
I don't watch any of them.
How soon?
Oh,
how soon do they all die?
Yeah.
I watch about 3 things on things.
Yeah.
Like
I got YouTube Premium as well. Reluctantly,
I get that for the ads. To get rid of the ads, I can't.
Yeah. Now
that's the crack that they get you on.
Yeah.
Once they take those ads out of those videos, you can never go back.
You can't go back. No, and it's expensive as well as YouTube Premium.
It is. It keeps going up, but I keep going. Oh, but the ads. Watch the ads. I watch a lot.
I watch more YouTube than I watch anything else.
Same here, actually. I watch a lot of YouTube. Cool. Yeah. Now we're on the cruise. Superhero fatigue. Dan, are you excited about Doomsday coming?
No, I'm not excited in this. Like the whole superhero thing ended for me with Endgame, and I enjoyed. I enjoyed a few of the others. I still enjoy the Spider-Man franchise. One of my I like it. One of my big things. You asked me to come up with some media that I've enjoyed in the last six years, and I said, "Oh, Into the Spider-Verse." It's like, no, that's. And then I looked up, and it's like 2018. It's like, oh Jesus, that's 10 years ago. But no, I'm done with superheroes. I'm more done with Star Wars than I'm with superheroes. Star Wars.
You'll talk about Star Wars actually, but
jump off a cliff as far as I'm concerned.
See, I feel like with Star Trek, I'm at more of that stage with Star Trek than I am with because my issue with Star Trek right now is literally it's not making good shows.
Yeah.
I don't care about the politics. I don't care about the whatever. It's just not making good shows. So stop it.
Yeah.
Give it a break. Yeah. Star Wars is an interesting one because I really got into the Mandalorian. The first season.
I enjoyed. That's the only one I've enjoyed. I liked the first new Star Wars film, but felt that it had a lot of problems. Like, why are we getting a Death Star again? I don't quite understand all this. It just feels like a rehash. And then I enjoyed The Mandalorian mainly because of the westernness of it, I think.
Same.
But I haven't watched anything beyond the first series.
Well, I've watched them all to a degree. I think this might be one or two things I haven't watched, but for the most part, I watch everything because it's just something to put on. And I mean, it's again, I didn't like Star Wars up to that point. Like, I was done with Star Wars. Like, it was okay. I'd watch it, but I wasn't really into it. And then The Mandalorian came along, and I just went, "This is amazing. This is what I always wanted from Star Wars. Do this." And they did that. But then the big thing was they brought Ahsoka out, and I was like, she is the most perfectly cast woman to play Ahsoka as an adult. I'm amazed by this. But then the show came out, and I was like,
I did watch that actually. Yeah. I thought it was all right.
It's all right. It didn't change my world.
But that's what Star Wars is now. It's all right, and it's and the fan base is so unpleasant, and I don't want to be associated with that, if I'm absolutely honest. And also, it just feels manipulative at this point, just churning it out. It's like the superhero stuff. It's just like, more money, please. More money, please. We know you're going to keep on eating this. More money, please. Rather than any kind of joy in it, really.
They're not trying to do anything.
No. And then Guardians is fantastic. I love that. And then the new Superman thing. I love the new Superman.
Oh, I love the new Superman.
And I'm a massive Justice League fan anyway, and it brought kind of Guy Gardner in.
Guy Gardner, yeah.
And I suspect that, well, who knows what's going to happen now with the takeover of Warner Brothers, but that was the kind of direction they're going to go in, I imagine, and it's like, I'm up for this. I'm up for DC.
Well, there's a Guardians series. There's a Green Lantern. Sorry, there's a Green Lantern series coming.
Yeah. I saw that the trailer came out.
Yeah.
I don't. But even then, it's like this. There always has to be a series on the go, and then there's a movie, and then always series, and it always links in with each other.
Did you hear about Firefly?
Firefly, no,
coming back.
Oh, I saw.
Now, well, I don't know any details of it, but what it is Nathan Fillion has been going to each of the Firefly stars on Instagram, and basically going up to their front door, knocking on there, and saying it's time. And they're going, really? And it's like, yeah. So, if it's just like if they're going to advertise long distance phone calls and some shit like that, everyone's going to lynch them. But my understanding is that yes, they are. Disney Plus has it, and they're going to make it use.
That makes sense, because I saw Brent Spiner and what's his face interview. I didn't see it all. I've just seen clips of it, but I thought, I'll watch that at some point.
It was good. It was really good.
Yeah,
it was actually it was a really nice conversation that they had, and they don't talk about Firefly like that. But it's so that's apparently
that'll be part of the machine, won't it? Getting the interest up and all that kind of stuff. They've got all that machine.
Oh, look, and they get a free run. They'll always get a free run from me, but they get one free run.
Yeah.
Shit. Like, apparently Scrubs is good. The new Scrubs.
I don't know. I never was a Scrubs person.
I enjoyed Scrubs, so I'll watch that.
Yeah,
I'll watch a season of it. If it's not good, I won't keep watching. But I mean, there's so many different things that they're bringing back. Like old podcasts that people haven't done.
It sells. It's because new things are quite risky, and old things are really solid. I mean, I don't know if it's the same in me and Kerry were talking about this today. I don't know if it's the same in Australia, but McDonald's at the moment have got Friends toys in their Happy Meals. What the hell's going on there? Who's that appealing to? I mean, my eldest, loved Friends when she was 14, although we used to watch episodes of it and thinking, not sure how appropriate this show is.
Yeah.
Some quite risky stuff's going on there. But why is it in Happy Meals? What's going on there?
Because another generation has discovered it on streaming.
On Netflix. Yeah.
And this is why streaming does such a weird thing now, because it's like they pay billions of dollars for The Office and for Friends and stuff, because people come back to that stuff.
Well, they watch it over and over again, don't they? That's the thing. It's comfort watching rather than.
But even these kind of rehashes, like the Willow series, they did a Willow series.
What?
Willow.
Me?
Yeah, like the dwarf man. Like
Willow. I thought you meant Willow from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh,
I went, what?
well, they're doing Buffy the Vampire Slayer right now.
Oh, right, yeah.
Sarah Michelle Gellar is
actually that Willow series. It was shit, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's disappeared now.
Oh, is it good?
Yeah, they got rid of it. So it's like this whole thing though, but they won't get rid of The Office. This is a show which is, but it just keeps getting that rewatchability, and they found that that's what happens is people go back and watch these things over and over again. So there's a really interesting element to that as well. So yeah, it's kind of this fascinating kind of world that we're in, where everything is old is new again, and but it's like, because there's an X-Files reboot coming. There's the Buffy the Vampire Slayer series has got a pilot. Like the fact that they're shooting a pilot for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like they're literally going to say, we're not sure if this will fly. Yeah, Scrubs and all these different shows coming back and stuff. And it's just like, wow, okay. But then it's just like they don't have the same aura around them that the shows had. It's hard to catch that lightning in a bottle.
It is. It's a tricky one.
And we talk about Star Wars, and we talk about legacy sequels and stuff like that, like Top Gun. That's right, Ghostbusters. Like I could do with no more Ghostbusters. Stop with the Ghostbusters.
Although one of my favorite comedians was in it. I haven't seen the new one, but it's James Acaster, wasn't it? He's one of my favorite.
Oh yeah. Jurassic Park, no more Jurassic.
Wow. The day I hear, well, this is it. All these things coming back like 20 years ago. We go, oh my God, there's going to be a new Ghostbusters.
Jurassic World. I will tell you, I shed a tear in Jurassic World. I was so moved from the emotion of seeing Jurassic Park again in all its glory. The music plays, this giant gate. You see the park as this, that was eventually built. And the nostalgia, hits me right there. This is something I grew up with. It's an experience I had as a child. I watched dinosaurs on the big screen, and they were real, and it was messed up. But then the next film, they just it becomes slop. It becomes garbage. Shit, where did AI go?
You can feel the hand going into your wallet, can't you? That's the thing. You can feel that hand going into your wallet, and you think, okay, you're treating me like a piece of like a cash cow here,
pretty much. And then but there's also, I watched this really interesting video where they talked about why they keep reinterpreting these things. So it's like, Star Trek was the example they were using, saying, okay, it's a new Star Trek and it's doing things different to appeal to a new audience. And it's like, why? The reason why people wanted to watch it is because it's Star Trek. But if you make it not Star Trek and make it something else, what's going on? And forget about how you feel about that, because I would say the same thing about any genre. We're going to do a new show, but we're going to do it our own way, and we're going to bring a new twist to it. It's like, didn't need a twist. The reason why people like X-Files is because it's X-Files. They don't want it. They don't want a new kind of take on it. They just want the same thing that they had, but they want more of it, and they want it either made or whatever. Don't change it. You don't need to change. If you want to change it, just do something new. New is good, guys. New is good. I want to see new. Show me new. It's why I'm so excited for Project Hail Mary, which is coming out soon. I read the book of that, and it's stunning, like amazing, its own thing. It's not based on. It's sort of.
I hated it. I
hate the book.
Well, no, I listened to the audiobook and I got so bored by hour 2 that I just thought, I just cannot do this anymore. Sorry.
No, don't apologize.
It's one thing. It's
perfectly legitimate.
I think I stopped just before anything interesting happened. Basically, it spent an entire, because it's an audiobook. Probably audiobooks, they take ages to get going.
Yeah.
So he spent 2 hours describing him going to a coffee shop and then climbing up a tunnel into a different part of the spaceship. And I thought, you know what? I'm done. I'm done.
You know what? It's almost like there's 2 books there. 100%. I agree with that. Because when it gets going, it gets really going. But I enjoy the rest of it. So all the other stuff I actually enjoy that stuff. So it's very different vibe for me, because I'm like, I'm almost day in the life of an astronaut type of thing. I'll read that. Nothing happened, but I did astronaut things.
It's like Star Trek, the first movie.
I'll watch that for the fucking cows come home. Kirk wants to spin around that ship 15 times. I'll watch that. Oh, I'm be happy to sit there with
But the reason I don't like it, well, I don't like it. The reason I've got a kind of visceral reaction against it is because, again, on Reddit, if anyone suggests a book, it's always fucking that or Dungeon Crawler Cal. And
I just bought Dungeon Crawling.
it's quite good. I'm reluctant to say it's quite good. I got bored of them. I read them really easy, quick reads, and I read them very quick. I read them in like no, not last year. The year before last, I did. My aim was to read 52 books in the year, and I ended up reading 100 and whatever. And they were part of that because I just went right through them.
But for anyone who used to follow us, what we used to do was Dan would always pick a number of books he wanted to read for a year, and I always just pick one more.
One more, yeah.
He'd say neither would ever get to them. So it was like he'd say, "I want to read 30 books," and I'd be, I put 31 down. Yeah,
I'm not on Goodreads anymore, but yeah.
And then I read 2.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
but
yeah, no, they're quite good, although they're a bit samey. But yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, that's interesting. Well, that's fascinating because, like, we should speed up a little bit and get to talk about our game stuff. So I'm happy to go.
Well, your game stuff. We talked about my game stuff.
We did talk about your game stuff a little bit, but I had questions for you too because I'm interested in your industry at the same time. So for me, I'm interested because so for everyone, I'm an indie game developer as far as video games are concerned. We have one game out. We're working on a couple others, and we're actually doing a refit of that first game because your first game's always garbage, and I just don't want it to be there like it is. But I love the characters and stuff, so I'm redoing that. And I have never been happier in a job.
Good.
I found the thing that I love doing. I would say that I would do it for free because, well, actually, that's what I'm doing right now. Look, there's a little bit of income coming in, and we did a Kickstarter as well, and it was successful. But yeah, it's that thing where, you do a Kickstarter, and most of that goes to stuff, whatever type of thing.
Anyway, go on, carry on.
But I love the job, and I love doing it, and I'm actually in a really interesting time where indies are doing really well because AAAs are doing so shit.
Well, even I'm buying indie games and stuff like that.
That's the thing, because that's the experience now that people are getting. Yeah. It's almost again this situation of there's almost such a formula with a game, AAA game type of thing, that you have to commit so much time to that a small, clever indie game that gives you that 2 or 3 hours of just, oh, wow, that was really cool. I could play that again. Don't Starve is one for me. I play that all the time.
I've tried. I did very badly at Don't Starve.
Oh, I don't.
I starve quite quickly.
Oh, yeah, same. Don't worry, I don't do well. But that's a game that I'll play a lot because I like the idea of it and stuff like that. That is the one game that my rule has been don't look anything up. Right. I won't look anything up. I know there's all these guides and recipes and stuff, and I have discovered every single thing that I've discovered in that game on my own. And I'm very proud of that. I still die after 20 days, but that's not the point. But yeah, no, I'm really lucky in that. And I was curious about you. We already touched on that. You're almost the indie vibe. But do you guys have AAA board game companies?
Yeah, they're big.
Are they shit?
No, they're not shit. No, they're. I mean, well, it depends. AAA board games would be Monopoly and all that kind of stuff, I suppose you'd say. And they can be shit. But no, there's a.
Well, I'd say Sellers of Catan would be a AAA in my mind.
Yeah, Sellers of Catan, Ticket to Ride, Pandemic. They're the bigger
games
bigger
that I know. I've heard of.
Yeah. Bigger name kind of hobby board games, and generally they're not shit. No, so because they don't. I don't know. You can't get by on shit. People won't buy it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people don't follow publishers particularly, so they won't go, oh, the new one from this publisher's out. They follow design.
Yeah. I couldn't name anyone. I couldn't name anyone who, and I've played, Wingspan and there's a Cryptids game that we bought. And of course I own Pandemic because I thought it's funny.
Yeah.
Well, playing
good Pandemic.
Yeah, no, I know. It looks like a really clever game, but I lived it. So, I don't need to worry about it. But yeah, no, I was curious whether or not you had that same, because we have like the BioWares and all those things.
Yeah, and they do kind of the same sort of games. And there are some companies that do the same sort of games, and some people would follow that kind of company. But generally, you're following a genre of game, and it's the designers that you're looking at.
And you think that indies are struggling now to get into the market without doing massive advertising?
I think the indies, people, in like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you could print out 500 copies of something, go to Germany, the big board gaming thing, and sell them all there, and that'd be all you do. There's very few of those kind of people left doing out of their garage.
Yeah,
it's still easier than from computer games because it doesn't take quite as much time, and one person can do it all. And
I would argue this.
Right.
From my point of view, I find the idea of having to physically produce something. So if I can think it, I can code it. And I taught myself to code what I code. So, and I taught myself in a matter of, if I need something, I'll go learn how to do it. Whereas the logistics of what you did with Core Request, for instance, I looked at your Kickstarter and went, that's a nightmare. Also, I had no money at the time, otherwise I would have backed your Kickstarter.
No, it's fine. All good.
No, I'm going to flag that because I always felt bad about that, but I actually literally was going through a bad period at that stage.
No, I don't expect anybody to.
No, I know you don't. I know, you never would. But
I feel guilty about people at work who backed it and who were never going to play it.
Well, I mean, I literally would have, but I just, as I said, it was just the financial time because it was moving and stuff like that.
It was a rough time. So no, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying it's a lot harder. I mean, I was on easy mode because not only was the time right, I had a following from social media and all that kind of stuff. So I did it. So that's what you need for Kickstarter. You need to have a good proportion of the people who are going to buy it set up to buy it before you even launch. That's how Kickstarter works. Because Kickstarter won't bring people to you. You have to bring people to a Kickstarter.
That's right.
And to some extent, that's what happened with our mixtape as well. Each of my projects have made slightly less money because I've become slightly, as time's gone out, I've pulled away from being part of any kind of online community.
No, there's a machine. I have to be part of it. Like if you go and look at the Regatta Studios, anything, like I'm on Discord. I've got a Discord. And it's a hard slog to keep people engaged with Discord.
Just got to keep on that engagement up. And if you haven't got that engagement, then they won't follow you and all that kind of stuff.
And we've 100% found that.
So
like
you used to be a social media manager, didn't you? I mean, I know that was a years ago and a different world when you did that, but still, it's that engagement and people.
No, I know.
People, and that's why I've always used my own name. I don't understand people who don't use their own name, and because it's like, for example, and this isn't meant cynically, Colin has followed me to every single project I've done. He's backed my games. He's gone to my things because I've got a friendship with Colin. I mean, it's different, but if you don't use your name, if you're a new person every single time, then I want to be respected for who I am, not respected, but you know what I mean, whatever.
No, 100%. You're making a connection, and that's why even being an indie developer now for me is very much that.
Yeah,
it's a creative output and blah blah blah, and the experience that I want to give someone when they play it is what's important to me, and that part of that is me. Like, and I get it that you can separate art and artists and all that shit, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm actually giving you an insight into what makes me happy and what kind of why I want to.
And that's what I've always valued about. I mean, I've been. I must admit, I'm not. I stopped your Patreon.
I saw it. Don't worry. Send me a message.
Well, I'm still getting the messages. It's just all grayed out because I'm not paying for it.
Really? You still follow?
Yeah, I'm still following.
Surely I can gift you a membership. I'll have to have a look into that. I'll look into that because it's not that I don't want to follow you. It's just I just thought I don't. Yeah, maybe. No, because it's a very specific thing that I'm doing currently. But you should probably move to the Regatta account, which is more about. Because
I didn't realize you had a different account than that. Okay,
because I didn't cross them over at all.
Right.
They're very separate entities.
Yeah.
But no, the drawing stuff is currently very, very niche, and it's not for everyone. And I 100%, it's an itch that I scratch.
I've always enjoyed having your stuff come in. It's just when you redid it, I'm not doing any patrons at the moment, so I thought, oh no, I'll
no, it was a good time to go there. But it was funny because it was literally you were the only one. And I was like, okay. And I was like, no, don't, because I was like, that's for the best, because you would not have enjoyed the like I know you get the peanut side of things, but the stuff would just start to be like, could you just start could you go pure peanuts, like just rip off Charles Schultz completely, and I'd enjoy that.
Although I'm going to do a Farscape Calvin and Hobbes one. That's what my
nice
yeah.
mashup. Yeah, because actually, from what I understand, neither of those estates are particularly litigious. I'm very careful with mine. I have disclaimers on everything. I am not involved with them, and this is derivative. I have just one kind of. Well, we talked about the 3 things that you were really thankful for. You already mentioned one of them. What was the other 2 quickly?
Oh, 3 things I'm thankful for. What?
Did I say 3?
You said 3, not thankful for. You said that I've been consuming. I didn't realize.
Consuming, yeah, sure. Well, happy.
Yeah,
what's made you happy over the last 6 years?
That's made me happy. I thought you were after.
No, I thought you anything.
I thought you were after products or media.
Yeah, sure.
So
I mean,
sort of.
Well, I didn't want you to say. I didn't want you to say your family, which is a cop out.
Yeah.
Oh, no, piece of my family, and
Well, 3 things. Well, I can probably come up with something like that. 3 things I've been happy with is recently I've been pushing myself to go to more comedy gigs.
That's great.
Because I've decided that I don't particularly want to go to music gigs. I just want to get out there, and I've always enjoyed comedy.
Yeah.
And the few I've been to, and I've taken my youngest daughter to some as well when it's been appropriate and things. Yeah. I saw Daniel Kitson recently, and he was fantastic. He's a British comedian, so I'm very happy with him. The other thing I put is this. I'm going to hold it up. Oh, a very, very expensive for me mechanical keyboard. I like it, Lee. I like it. It goes clackety clackety clack, and it's nice, and it makes. And I bought a posh mouse as well to go with it, although that doesn't make as much difference. You're shaking your head like
no.
Like
I just think that it's ridiculously how. So I have the Logitech version of what you're talking about. This thing goes clickety clack. I got the loudest one I could. I had to research what color keys I need to get so that it made the most click and clack possible. Yes.
Yeah.
We are incredibly in tune without even talking to each other.
Oh, it's just amazing, and it's made of aluminium, and it just feels nice.
Oh yeah, same. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. It makes being on my computer a pleasurable experience.
I agree. I 100%. That is such a great answer. I was going to say my skateboard.
Okay.
A couple of years ago, I never skateboarded in my life,
right.
And I went. And I'm not a skateboarder yet. I got hit by 2 cars. That was that's something we didn't bring up. In the span of like 3 weeks, I got hit by 2 cars. But that's not.
Maybe don't skateboard on the road. I don't know.
One of them was the skateboard. I was on the skateboard. Another one just clipped me going around a corner because I wasn't moving fast enough, apparently, and really messed me up. But anyway, one shouldn't get hit by cars, but that's it. But yeah, no, a skateboard. I discovered that. Oh, you know what? I'd love to learn how to skateboard, and I still can't travel anywhere on it, but I love kind of putting it through windows and stuff like that, falling on my ass, which I've done that, and get hit by a car at least once. So I've done that, and I've gotten that out of the way. So that was kind of like really cool. And everyone at the time was like, Lee's going through a midlife crisis. Like, yes.
Well, I
tattoos and stuff like that. So
I've been thinking about tattoos recently. I really shouldn't, but well, no, because they cost money, and I'd want something big if I had something.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're not that. Like, you just got to find a good artist and get into it. I do scribble ones, so
yeah. You've had those for a while though. I remember you getting the asteroids ones.
Yeah, the asteroids ones was so the first. Yeah, I've gone through stages with them and stuff, and they're all pretentious shit ones.
Yeah,
I've got the Jurassic Park one, which is the fractal, represents the scene when the dinosaurs break out, and it's like I love explaining that to people because they go.
I'm sure they love hearing it as well.
Yeah, they love hearing it. Yeah, people love that, and I love telling people. But yeah, no. So yeah, I think we've already discussed some of this other stuff that I've kind of really enjoyed. Kind of like The Mandalorian was a big standout for me.
Yeah,
season of that. But yeah, just
Slow Horses. Have you seen Slow Horses? That's an Apple TV.
I haven't watched it. No, I've seen the
really, really good.
I really enjoy it For All Mankind, which is an Apple TV show.
Right.
It's the if Russia got to the moon first.
Okay.
How it would have changed the course of history. It's really good. I really love that show.
I think Apple TV is probably worth getting for a bit and then abandoning because there's
Apple
some
TV
really good
on there. Really good stuff.
Yeah.
Foundation.
Well.
Yeah. Foundation. I love Foundation.
Yeah.
So
Slow Horses, I really recommend to anybody. It's
cool.
It's a spy
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a spy thriller type thing, but it's really funny. Really funny.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that. I didn't know it was supposed to be funny.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's
Oh, I didn't know
hilarious.
that.
And Gary Oldman is really, really funny in it.
They're advertising as shit then, because whenever I've seen the advertising, I've just gone, oh, okay,
it's not Brooklyn Nine-Nine funny. It's not.
No, I get that. Yeah, no, I get that, but it's satirical.
It's just really funny. It's just really
cool.
funny. I really recommend it. Yeah.
I guess the only other question I really have for you, Dan, is: are you happy?
Yeah. I mean, I struggle sometimes, as we all do. But yeah, no, I'm generally happy. I'm happier now, I think, than I was 10 years ago, which is all you can ask for, isn't it? Really,
that makes me really happy to hear, buddy. Because as I said, we circle each other as far as in day to day. But always keeping an eye on kind of what you guys are doing and stuff, and everyone looks healthy and happy and
yeah. I mean, the kid. I mean, obviously, it's about kids. The kids are great, and they've got no complaint. God knows how they are, but they are.
They are. They look amazing. Like they just seem like
good human beings.
People. Yeah.
They're good human beings. So all of them are. So that's good. But I'm still in love with my wife now as I was when I married her. So you can't
argue with
that, can you?
Yep.
My job's okay. I'm set to retire at 60, so that's only 10 more years to go.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And that's been through. That's where all my money from CoreQuest has gone. It got me in. I started going, what should I do with this money that isn't a waste of it? Oh, maybe look into a pension, and then that got me down a big line of, oh, but if I do this and I save that and I save that, I could probably go about 5 years before I thought I'd be able to go. I thought, well, that's
brilliant. That is really, you know what? This is how I know I'm old. Is instead of you buying shit, you still buy. I know you do. There's no way you're not buying shit still.
I'm still buying shit, but no. But I get really enthusiastic about
that. Is really
ridiculous, and it's more about having the freedom to go rather than
even going.
Even going, because the older you get, the more you realize, we're not here forever type thing. And also, I work with old people, and you can get to 80, you can live till 80, but sometimes your quality of life at 80 isn't great. And I want some time before that to enjoy, really. So retiring relatively early is my big goal at the moment.
And that's fantastic.
Yeah,
I think I want to William Shatner it. I want to be doing stuff until
well, if you're loving what you're doing and it's something creative and it's something you'll be doing anyway, then why quit?
The goal for me right now is literally just to get to live comfortably, pay the bills, stuff like that. I'm fortunate that I have, a very successful wife. We make a little bit of money and stuff like that. No one's in a situation where they, are in dire straits. So no one's suffering particularly for the craft at this stage. And I just love this job. I just really love it. And and I just think, I think when you find that, I know it's such a cliche and shit, and I don't say this to anyone because I went through a lot of shit to get to this job. And I would never have gotten to this job without that shit. So don't even, if you're younger and you're kind of in a job you don't like right now, it's 50's nothing. Getting to 50 and then being able to have, what is it, fuck you money or whatever it is. Or even just having a fuck you situation where you just get fuck you, I can do what I want. I do highly recommend that. And I think there's something to be said for it, to get yourself a skill set that you can, if you're going to work for an idiot, you might as well work for yourself.
Yeah. And you never know what form that's going to take. I mean, I didn't know I was going to be a bloody board game designer, that would allow me to take some early time off work and all that kind of stuff. You just keep doing stuff and keep trying stuff. I mean, that's something that you and I have also got in common. It's like, it's like, oh, I fancy doing that. Okay, I'm going to do it. Type thing. And by doing that, sometimes things work out, sometimes things don't. Blah blah blah. But all the skills I've got from a lifetime of pissing around led me to the ability to grow an audience, sell a thing, blah 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 blah, make those connections, all that kind of stuff. And none of it was done with a kind of mind of, oh, I'm going to try and make a bit of money designing a board game. So in 20 years' time, I want to design a board game. So what
I would argue that your job has had a bit to do with that too.
Yeah.
How you interact with people in your day-to-day work.
I've got
soft to be able to talk to anyone.
Yeah. No, I've got soft skills and stuff like that, and I count that as part of it as well. It's just
100%.
just keep on your mind going. You know what I mean? Don't think into it.
I think because like I think if it was any other kind of person, I think worrying about looking at 50 and starting off a career in indie game development. But this is the thing. This isn't my day one of living when I started this career. This is a long list of getting here. I learned a lot of stuff about human behavior. I've learned a lot of stuff about kind of how we influence people through the evils of marketing and carrot and sticks and stuff like that. And I think that's all kind of gone into something that I can use. And I love the fact that I can use my life experience currently. And so,
how long have you been doing it full time then? Has it been a couple of years?
Oh, about a year and a half.
About a year and a half.
No, about a year actually. Yeah, right, we had about a year the other couple of weeks ago. So a year, yeah. And I'm currently working on the Howling Woods game, which is my cozy horror kind of. It's for you and I type of horror.
Yeah.
And I just quoted this the other day how we used to read Wikipedia entries instead of watching.
I still do that. Yeah.
Yes. So, that horror movie looks interesting. Wikipedia. That's terrifying. I'm glad I didn't watch that. But I'm really into it.
Yeah.
So that's my love of kind of werewolves and all that type of stuff. So I'm really loving that. I'm taking my time getting that rebuilt and stuff. So there's something out there. But my big love is Spaceship Down, which is an escape room game to some degree. And it's very basic, but the caveat for me was you wake up on a crashed spaceship, a large cruiser, freight passenger ship.
I think I've seen clips of it.
Yeah, you definitely would have. And my thing was I'm building the entire spaceship. There's nowhere in the spaceship you can't go. It's open world, but enclosed. I've had to design an entire spaceship.
Well, that's every 14-year-old's dream, isn't it? Really, it's just
this is my day. Well,
yeah.
Look, there's a hidden Easter egg in Howling Woods in the original where this very rudimentary UFO is crashed, and you can find it if you go down a certain path and blah blah blah. In the rebuilt version, I just expanded that, and I had to build an entire UFO which is crashed, and then design an alien who will come after you and stuff like that. And I'm like, I've got to pinch myself. This is ridiculous. This is stupid fun. Yes, there's a coding part of it. Yes, I need to make it so that people can experience it, enjoy it. But at the same time, I get all the toys, and I build the toys. So there is no, Firefly. They built the entire ship when they were shooting, and it's what a luxury. Most people don't have the luxury of doing that. I can build the Enterprise. Digitally.
And do you use, is it RPG Maker type stuff?
No, not anymore. I used to. That's how I started off, and that's how I would recommend anyone start off with. Getting game mechanics.
Occasionally you see that on Humble Bundle, and I keep thinking, oh, maybe I'll get that and have a.
You would love it.
Yeah.
You'd love it. Oh God, yes, you would love it.
I could do a Core Quest computer game.
You bloody well could, Yeah, you could. No, I'm Unity now. I had to go and there were so many things that RPG Maker wouldn't do that I
Yeah.
And,
you just see it on sale on Humble Bundle quite a lot with all these assets and things like that. I'm thinking,
she's a lot of fun if you know what you want to do and you're willing to work within their system. It is a very good system. It's not great at the code that it pumps out. Some people would argue with me about this, but I'm not going to get into it. But I'm not a massive fan of how it does things. Whereas Unity, I've got more control over everything, basically. So
I'm guessing it's more complex.
Super complex. And I say super complex. It depends if you have the brain for it. I mean, we were talking off camera about over the years, I've managed to get the diagnosis kicked in where it just confirmed what everyone knew about Lee being slightly autistic and a whole lot of ADHD, all wrapped up into one little bundle of quirkiness.
Neurodivergence.
Neurodivergent is what I am. Yes, that is.
So am I, though, Lee. I found out.
No. All the best people I know are.
Dyslexia counts as well, so I get to be in
I
that
think
club.
that it being normal is much rarer than it would be
Well,
to be
at the moment,
neurodivergent.
yeah.
I think the idea of normal is such a complete and utter garbage that you would be hard pressed finding normal. Everyone's got something going on. And I just happen to be able to label some of the things, and I bet you can't label some of the other things in there. And I'm happy with that, knowing that, and I'm more comfortable with that now. And I know that my brain has to work a certain way. I don't treat the ADHD so much in that I've just, after 48 years of coping, I've got some pretty good coping mechanisms.
Yeah, and it comes to a point where the coping mechanisms are who you are anyway.
Exactly. So one of my things is I need my brain to be challenged. I'm not smart in any way, shape, or form, but I'll read a quantum physics book to challenge my brain. Yeah, everything's straight up here. I love those ones which are, well, see, one of my favorite things to think about is time. Time and light is actually 2 connection points, because of the speed of a photon and stuff like that. And it's all these things in quantum physics that are true because of this, but also because of this, but this cancels this out. And so, but you just accept it, and everyone has to accept it. And I love reading about that. I love reading about that type of stuff, and the fact that if you were to the multi-universe theory of not the Marvel multi-universe, but the actual idea that the universe is expanding infinitely. And if the universe is infinite, there is another Earth somewhere, because in a given enough infinite space, the cells and everything the odds of all the cells are actually reduced to the fact of coming together, that there is another you and I on another Earth somewhere, infinite number of Earths away, that you've got hair and I am bald, and it's literally, that is it. And that's the concept of, if you're going to say the universe is infinite, then that is the result of an infinite universe.
Although I did hear someone explaining how that's not the case the other day, which I found very interesting, but I can't remember how it was. So it was something like,
oh yeah, no, this is all theoretical.
Because I think it was something like the numbers are infinite, but there's still only 199.
Yeah, that's an interesting way of saying it. Yeah, okay. But then is there a universe that, see, and that's when you get the multi-layer of universe, because you go dimensional, which is very possible as well, which is quantum foam. And quantum foam was my favorite thing and everyone else's least favorite thing for about 6 months at one stage, where I was just quantum foam this, quantum foam that, and everyone's just like, sweet Jesus, read another book. But I don't understand any of it. Like, you tell me the maths of it, go away. I have no idea what you're talking about. But it's a concept that is bigger than my brain can wrap its head around. Now, then you put me in front of Unity, and you say, like the game engine Unity, and you say, work this all out. And I'm not a good coder by any means. I do everything that I am required to do to get the result that I need. I haven't learned it in a manner like that. It's just what I do. But it's that challenge settles my brain so nicely. And every day is getting up. And today I'm going to make an alien make a squeak noise and chase after some poor guy who was gardening and has now been thrust into this bizarre forest. Wrapping your head around that is like, I've done 7 impossible things before breakfast. It's a quote from Alice in Wonderland. It's just, I love it. And that works.
There's nothing better than just diving into something and just going, and just your entire brain focusing on it, and then you do it, and then it's like, yes.
And
but even not doing it, fine.
Even if you don't do it, that's the this is almost like I'm a tease when I read these quantum physics books. I think I literally could reach one right now. But I'm a tease of this because it's like, I'll never get the payoff at the end. It doesn't matter how much Stephen Hawkins I read, I will never understand it all. And, I'll never get to the end and go, holy crap, everything just clicks into place. It's like, oh no, there were whole chapters in that section where I was reading, complete and utter nonsense as far as I'm concerned. And for him, it's probably was like the simplest part of the book, because it was just the maths. He's like, when you try and think of the big concepts, it's like, it's so much harder. And I'm like, big concepts, math bad. So so that's the thing. So I'm in I'm in a really good place. And I just think I couldn't, and that's touch wood and everything. Cause I've got my problems too. And that's the other thing, you take good with the bad. And that's just the way life is. And you and I both know that we're getting slower, and we're in the third act. That is just the way.
Because I've lost so much weight over the last year. To be honest, I'm getting quicker. So the age, it's almost like the aging's reversed.
Yeah, fair enough.
I've kind of found the secret of not feeling as old is to be not quite as heavy as I was.
Yeah, so, no, 100%.
I mean, the payoff for that will stop eventually, but at the moment, I'm still feeling.
You know what gives me hope? As I said, I mentioned William Shatner before. William Shatner went into space, which is a sentence I never thought I'd say and never imagined I'd have to say it. That at the time that he went up, there were 700 other people who'd been into space.
Yeah.
So it's William Shatner at 94 years old, Captain Kirk, went into space on a rocket ship. Yes, it was shaped like a dildo. Not the point. Although fitting, if you ask me.
Yeah, exactly.
And yes, and you can argue about.
Or tell this the 17 years old ago Lee that you'd be sitting here, a game designer, all that kind of stuff.
Well, this is the thing that people don't realize, that we talked about the last 6 years, AI development and all that type of stuff, and what a huge boost and what amazing jumps that we've seen, and there's medication now to help you lose weight, and there's this and that and all this type of stuff. What the next 10 years has got, who knows? We'll find out in the next podcast. But when I was a 17-year-old, none of the jobs that I have had.
You wanted to be a Ghostbuster, for example.
I wanted to be a Ghostbuster. And social media was not a thing. Web design was not a thing. Digital marketing, not a thing. None of that's real, but it was all these things. And then to come full circle, almost, we'll say 30, 40 years full circle, the boy who was 9 years old playing a Sierra online game, Leisure Suit Larry, giggling at pixelated boobs, is literally making
pixelated boobs.
And the jokes that they were in that, like, those jokes have come with me. And the fact that I get the chance to do that, and that is actually the inspiration for my work, is that I always would have loved in Space Quest to be able to have pressed the button one more time and have something else happen. And that's actually part of my design ethos, is that everything that you could touch in my games has 5 interactions at minimum, and then an Easter egg one at some click point, because I've seen players click things over and over again. And I'm like, if you click this 70 times, I'm going to give you not on everything. Usually I'm giving the Easter egg quicker, but I tell you what, there'll be 1 or 2 in there, which is, if you click this 70 times, fucking bravo, sir, and you get a reward. And you were right. 9-year-old Lee would go, thanks, man. Thanks for doing that. I really appreciate that you looked after 9-year-old Lee.
Yeah.
Will Wheaton always speaks about that. He has a games room to look after 12-year-old Will Wheaton, because no one was looking after 12-year-old Will Wheaton at the time. And I strongly identify with that. And I feel like I've done a service to 9-year-old Lee.
Yeah, that's good.
And I think that's you just helped me identify that. Which was really nice. It's so nice. Look, man, we've been talking for ages.
We should wrap it up.
We had 2 bathroom breaks usually, so I don't know.
No, I have been. I don't know if you noticed me staring at the corner.
I have.
But yeah.
No, I always know. I remember the signs. I know.
Yeah.
You've hung on miraculously. I appreciate it.
The planets know better. I must say that.
Absolute pleasure talking to you, buddy.
You too, man. It's been too long, and we'll have to catch up again soon. And
we will. We may televise it, we may not, but we will definitely do it. And everyone else who's watched this, thank you so much. And what a wonderful Minmo Club way of saying goodbye is Dan rushing to the toilet.
and also thank you for being our friends, because the people who watch this are still our friends, and I didn't mention them all, but every single person who commented on that list,
they're all there.
I classify as a friend, and I'm excited to see when I'm going to get updates from them all on Facebook whenever I nip back on, and you know, I'm more interested in seeing what they're doing than people I used to work with and all that kind of stuff. So
same. Yeah. So, but anyway, man, this was fantastic. I didn't scratch the itch, which is awesome. Just do it. And I look, wherever anyone's leave a comment or do whatever you got to do. Reach out to us where you'll find us somewhere.
But if you didn't know about Lee's game company, where would we?
Reguthra. Okay, Reguthra, it's a whole story in itself. RAGU. I'll tell you what, I'll put them in the show notes.
Put it in the show notes.
That's a YouTube thing to say. We're going to be such YouTubers.
No, they don't call it show notes. That's a podcasting thing. Show notes, isn't it?
No, I think they say that in YouTube videos too. I'll put that in the notes.
Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe.
Smash that like button. Don't miss out on next. Don't miss out on in the 6 years' time when the next one comes out. Get notifications in 6 years' time. We're hoping to get affiliate status at that stage. Is that what? Yeah, I don't know. Monetization at that stage.
Next time you do this, there'll be a silver YouTube button there to play.
What video? I don't know. Okay, everyone tell your friends about this. Get this video up to 1 million. So million subscribers, so Dan and I can get 1 million subscribers plug and never bring out another video. We promise we will not do that to you. We'll never bring one out.
I'm now tempted just to buy one of those. You must be able to buy a fake one and just stick it up in the background.
If you bought a fake one and we literally come back in 5 years' time. Post this thanks for the next video.
I'm gonna get on AliExpress and see if we can buy it.
Oh, that would 100% have it. Yeah. We'll just that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan. I'll talk
to
you later, buddy.
Yeah. Bye-bye.